Hey, it's been a few weeks since I've posted any new content, and that is the exact reason that we are talking about Seasons of Hustle today. How's it going? My name is Austin Bristow, and today we are talking about one of my favorite concepts from the book Do-Over by Jon Acuff, and that is the notion that we all have seasons of hustle. Before we get started, we need to lay down one important baseline though. Hustle in this context is not meant to be individuals who work 80 hours a week every week for the rest of their lives. That is craziness. What we should consider hustle to be is the regular effort towards a goal. Meaning that if you want to become more fit and exercise is what you're hustling on, you're going to make a dedicated 20 or 30 minutes every day to do that. If you want to learn how to play guitar, you're going to pick 2 or 3 days a week and set aside 15 or 20 minutes to start strumming chords and figure out how to play guitar. That is what hustle means in this context. So seasons of hustle refers to the fact that there are times in our lives when we will or won't be able to work on things that are important to us. Take for example myself. Over the last 4 weeks, instead of worrying about creating any new video content, I've been focusing more on being a dad for the first time. My wife and I welcomed our son into the world back on June 4th, and it has been an absolute blast, an exhausting blast, since that day. For those that didn't know, prior to having a son, my typical daily routine started at 5:30 in the morning. I would spend time in devotion, spend time working on blog content, and then spend time working on my wife's small business with her. Those 3 things needed to happen before my full-time job started, so that's why I woke up at 5:30 to get it going. Oddly enough, having read Do-Over prior to having our son, there's a specific example in the book where someone wrote into Jon and said, I'm having trouble getting up at 5:30 because our 4-week-old, they wake up at 3 a.m. every day and I'm trying to help with the feeding. Jon's response was, stop waking up at 5:30 to hustle. Your hustle is to be a dad. Now, I would like to think that in hindsight, I would have had that same notion without even worrying about it. But also me probably thinks there's a very good chance I would have been stressed about the fact that I wasn't making content, wasn't helping my wife's business, I wasn't doing everything the exact same way that I was prior to our son being here. Instead, having read this book and understanding that seasons of hustle exist, I've taken the last month to thoroughly enjoy myself. After I had 2 weeks off from work, I then started hustling again on my full-time job, because that's what had to happen. I still have yet to start adding in those regular things that I was doing on a daily basis, and I'm totally okay with that. My goal for the month of July is to find time when I'll be able to start adding those things back to my day. I'm going to spend another month assessing what sleeping schedules are like. What time of day can I really start adding these things back in and working on the goals that are still important to me. But now I also have a new important goal, and that is to be a dad. So the encouragement for today is to take time and think about what is it that you want to accomplish versus where are you actually at in your life right now. If you're an accountant and you're looking at the calendar in the month of January and you say in 2 months I want to go run my first Spartan race, I would call you crazy. We all know that in February, March, and April you will be working 70 to 80 hours a week on your clients' tax returns. You won't have time to exercise and get ready for a Spartan race. Your season of hustle in the spring would need to be on tax accounting. Once that's finished and you get back to your regular work schedule, then you can start having a season of hustle with exercise to get that first Spartan race under your belt. We all have different seasons going on. We all have different goals. The important thing to realize is that just because we can't accomplish everything in this season doesn't mean we're a failure. It just means that we're able to balance our time and manage our time wisely, and that really is the more important key. So take some time to think about what it is you want to work on versus where you're actually at, and figure out which season of hustle you're in. What can you afford to hustle on right now? That's all I've got for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you have yet to hit the subscribe button right next to me, I would kindly ask that you do so. That way you can throw your email address in there and I will send you a direct link every time a new video is posted. Thanks for checking this one out, and we'll talk to you soon.